Experience Pros, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Save My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business.
Well, happy Wednesday. No,
Thursday.
Oh, dang.
It's Fan Braggin Friday Eve.
God, where do the days go? Do you ever feel like they just flow and ebb?
I can tell you exactly where they went yesterday.
The
days went down the drain yesterday. We bartended.
We did get to bartend.
Right.
We were the guest bartenders over at the Denver Press Club. I have no business being behind the bar.
Nor do I. I broke stuff.
You did. He did, and made a very loud noise.
Yep.
I didn't break anything, but I make a pretty mean club soda with lime.
And what? White Russian?
White Russian. That was
White
like
Russian
my
was
specialty.
your drink of the.
I probably made half a dozen White Russians, and so that was really fun. And being behind the bar, the folks at the Denver Press Club are so patient. Here we are, two people who have no business. We're in the way. We're novices. Will, the bartender,
saint.
He absolutely was. Great crowd. We were actually able to raise some money for the American Cancer Society with the tips going there. And what a great little venue the Denver Press Club is. It's available for rent. They've got a pretty big room.
They got 3 different floors. You can rent it by the
space.
1, 2, or 3 floors.
Everyone has a bar on the floor. Depending on how much room you want, you can rent 1 floor. You can rent the entire building. Apparently weddings, vendor events, business conferences, book events, book launch events.
A terrific venue for anybody who's looking for a great venue at a good cost, and wow, what a piece of history.
Yeah, it was really kind of fun. It was just kind of fun to play for the night. But I don't think we'll be being hired. We should stick to our day job.
I'm probably not going to bartend much at all.
You didn't do any bartending like in your past? It seems like everybody I meet, they did a stint in bartending,
right,
and they also were part of their radio station in college.
I was either a preacher or a magician.
Oh.
No bartending allowed.
Oh, magicians, you can't bartend?
I was a preacher magician.
A preacher magician.
Yeah.
A preacher magician. The preacher thing. The
right.
preacher thing kind of took over.
Preacher thing trumps bartenders.
Don't magician. I would think magicians would make great bartenders.
We make drinks disappear.
Well, think about how, you kind of go in, if you don't know anybody, you belly up to the bar, right? I don't know why you say belly, but you belly up to the bar. And that's who you talk to. Like, he's your instant buddy. And so bartenders have to entertain a crowd of strangers as if they were best friends for life, and they're listening to their woes, and they're listening to their tales.
Keep in mind, I'm on the record as if saying I'm not real comfortable meeting strangers. And yes, I can entertain, and I did entertain when people bellied up to the bar.
Not comfortable meeting strangers.
Really not.
This could be why you're not dating.
So, how about them Broncos?
I think you're gonna have to open your eyes to some possibilities.
What's going on with your assistant? And I need a share cam.
You send such a mixed message.
I don't.
Call me. I want to meet new people. I don't like to meet strangers. Okay, so.
I don't want to meet new people. I want to meet new women. What?
That doesn't make good radio. I think it makes great radio.
I got the coolest experience yesterday, and
her name?
Michelle.
Well, look at that. He even knew.
Right.
Had you met Michelle before?
Never.
First time meeting her.
Yeah.
How did it go? You got a smile on your face. You look kind of happy about that.
She said I had a sexy voice.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she's a listener.
She did?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And you were okay with that. Look at that. You're
God.
Like, you should see his little foot is like shaking down here. He's like, his tail is going off. He's like, ooh, somebody said I had a sexy voice.
She said my voice is sexy, but I took the breath out of the room right there for a second, and then
you went,
no. I did one of these, and found that she did not wear a wedding ring.
What do you mean?
Things were going really well.
Okay, hold on. Do you physically like?
I did.
Move her hand
it wasn't requiring a movement. It was okay.
You patted the wedding ring.
Yes. Her left finger. It's not creepy. No, it wasn't creepy. It was awesome.
Creepy. He says it's creepy.
Things were going smashingly until then she threw in, well, my boyfriend and I. So I'm back to square one.
All right, so I think you're going to have to open up your idea of the possibility that you're not going to get a date unless you meet strangers. So meeting strangers is good.
I don't want to meet strangers. I want to meet women.
You want to meet women. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Tall, blonde, possibly strawberry.
It is
blonde.
that time of the month that Pam Atherton gets to be on the show with us.
You mean it's the day of the week that Pam is on? That's what I thought you meant.
So does that time of the month only mean menstrual cycle? Like, is that the only time you can say?
I'm pretty sure that's what it means.
But it doesn't
unless
mean
you're Cheryl
else.
Braunschweiger and we're talking about PMI, which I was educated yesterday. It does not mean that time of the month.
It doesn't. No, it is. Well, Pam Atherton is going to be our guest right after the break, and she always has a fun way of tying in her business tips to your dating life.
We've got a bloody good show for you today.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
You've done it yourself. You've put in a few keywords to search for something, and what comes up is nothing like what you're looking for. Thousands of responses, but nothing close to what you need. You try again, frustrated. You finally find it buried deep within the walls of the internet. Don't do that to your potential customers. Make it easy. Make it Colorado SEO easy. Colorado SEO optimizes your keywords so customers can find you quickly. Optimize your website by contacting Colorado SEO. Search engine optimization the way you hoped it would be. ColoradoSEO.com. That's ColoradoSEO.com.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle, one piece at a time.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C Squared Computer Consulting. C Squared is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C Squared at 303-933-1113.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Are you an expert? At Experienced Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experienced Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
John Rush, today at 2 on KLZ 560.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Well, here's a lady who needs absolutely no introduction, but we'll give one anyways. It's Pam Atherton.
Hi, Pam. Welcome
Go
to
ahead.
the show.
Well, thank you. I was expecting, you said, but here's one anyway, and I thought, what? Well, hello, my little kumquats. How are you?
Pam, we are doing really well, though we've had about 3.5 minutes of side-splitting laughter here in the studio. We apologize.
Oh, well, I think laughter is great, so go for it. And is it because you are going out on the dating scene again? Is that why we're all laughing?
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
Angel said something, a slip of, and it's not what I meant, and he misinterpreted it, and he just is a boy sometimes, and he thinks he's so funny.
Pam Atherton, media maven, radio, television host to the stars.
Award-winning host to the stars.
There's the introduction. Hi.
Well, there it is. And, I mean, it's that time of the month for me to come on and talk again about things.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
We love having you on the show with us as a regular feature monthly with us.
Thank you.
Regardless of where we are in our cycle, right?
Exactly. Whether, where we are in that sales funnel, that cycle, whatever, we're all doing it right. Listen, I have to tell you this funny story. My friend Kelly McDonald, I think you guys know her because I talk about her all the time. She wrote Marketing for People Not Like You and Creating the Customer Experience for People Not Like You. She speaks at over 100 events a year. So if you do the math, it's basically once every 3.5 days. And that's not even taking traveling into account. Wow. I mean, it's a massive schedule, and I know I could not handle it. So, there are times that she has got to be tired and crabby when things don't work out right. The plane is late. Her luggage is lost. She's in a 24-hour discount store at 2 in the morning trying to find clothes and makeup and sundries. The ride is late. The audio doesn't work properly. I mean, you guys, you're in the field. You know exactly what I'm talking about,
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of par for the course. If you don't have something wrong, it's unusual.
Right. But here's the thing I know about Kelly McDonald. When you go to hear her speak, and I encourage you, if you ever see her in town, you go to see her speak, she always brings her A game. You will never be disappointed because no matter how many challenges she's had to face, she knows that her audience deserves her best, and she's paid to give her best. And even when she's not paid, she still gives her best because she's made that commitment. Now, if I'm part of an organization who's paid to bring Kelly in to speak, or I personally paid to Kelly speak, it's not really my problem that her plane was late or her luggage was lost. And the cool thing is Kelly knows that, so she's always going to give her best. Now, you guys also have a very heavy schedule of events. All you have to do is read your Facebook page, and you'll get exhausted. And I am betting that there are days you would just as soon phone it in.
We never admit that.
But it's true. You do feel that sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I did too when I used to do morning radio, and I used to have to get up. When I did talk, I'd have to get up at 3:15 in the morning. When I did music, I'd get up at 4. And there are mornings I would get up and I'd say, I'm just going to call in sick. I'm just not coming in. And I'd finally end up working myself into it so that by the time I got on the air at 6 o'clock, it was, good morning. It's 6:04. We got 73 degrees out there. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Hey, so glad to have you with us here this morning.
Right.
Nobody would ever know how I felt, right?
I love it. What a great voice you have for radio, too, Pam.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I would love to wake up to you saying, good morning.
I would, too.
I need to move on.
All right, so Pam, but you're absolutely right. Bringing the A game is such a critical element, and I remember and it applies to everything that we do. I remember when I used to be a manager at a local Starbucks, and people would come in carrying the weight of the world, employees, partners. And we would tell them, you got to leave that at the door. We have a job to do, and we're entertaining our guests today.
You know what, Pam, though, you think about, we all are carrying something, right? We all had a challenge. We all have, life has happened to us. But some people really feel like they need to share that and bring that as part of their conversation and part of their demeanor and what they do. And yet it's not very professional.
It's not, and especially if you're a business owner or a speaker, and those are the two areas that it's very obvious in when you're not bringing your A game.
Right.
I mean, when you don't, what happens is that your competition comes in and they swoop up your customers because their customer service is better, whatever. Because especially in this day and age, we have more options than ever, and frankly, we know about those options, which we didn't necessarily know before. And the minute we get bad service or we get treated less than royalty, we start thinking of going elsewhere. And even out of loyalty, we may stay one or two times, but if we go somewhere else and get treated better, pretty soon that's where we're going to go, because our lives are hard enough. We want to be treated nicely.
You know what? You're right. It's like if I wanted to hear your garbage, I could have gone anywhere for that, right?
Right, exactly. You wanted to hear all of that. So there are some things we can do, and especially as business. And I point this out for business because we have a tendency to do everything the same. Oh, it's February. It's time for our President's Day sale. Oh, it's, summer's over. It's time to do the summer blowout sale.
You get in a rut.
Exactly, we get in a rut. And so what happens when we get in a rut is we don't bring our best because we're on autopilot. So the first thing we have to do is we have to make the absolute commitment that we will do the best job that we can. So even if you're tired or bored or luggageless, you owe it to your audience and your customers to bring them your A game. So no excuses. I mean, that's really where you have to start, right?
Right.
And secondly, you brought it up. Don't ever apologize. And you were saying, we never let the audience know.
Right.
You don't. And I say this specifically to speakers because I know you've seen it as well, where they stand up and they say, oh, I've got a cold, so I may not be as energetic as usual. Or they've lost my luggage, so I'm a little distracted. Where was I?
Yeah, we paid for this.
Yes. We didn't get the sales items out because I was up all night, with blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Your problem is not my problem, right. So suck it up, princess.
Well said. I think that's exactly it. It's the audience for business owners. If you come across and especially you see it on Facebook all the time, these business owners start, oh gosh, I have to do this and I have to do this. I got a customer who's asking me to do this, and before you know it, you're thinking, well, you're not the only game in town, and we can ask somebody who inspires confidence.
Right. Yes. Who knows that? I mean, why wouldn't you? If you can do something better, why wouldn't you do it better?
Right.
I don't understand that. And then finally, you need to make a visit to your competition and see how they do things. With the don't go in with the eye of, well, we can't do that because, or we don't do that because. Instead, look at what they're doing right and ask how you can incorporate that into your own business. And then go visit places that are given good recommendations by your friends, even if they're not in your industry, because you can still take something from how something is done by someone else. And I'll use this customer service as an example. I just had an issue with CenturyLink, who is a phone and an internet provider, and I said to them, you guys need to go follow the Home Shopping Network, research and model after them, because their customer service is amazing.
Yeah.
So how can Home Shopping do it and you can't?
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice.
Pam, I love that you talked about this, because I think we don't even realize that we're doing that. We think that that's completely acceptable to say, I have a cold, my luggage was lost. Like to share kind of the woes of it, that is completely acceptable. But now listening to you, recognizing you're right, I need to bring my A game even when I don't feel like it, and the audience doesn't need to know about my baggage and what I'm dealing with it. And so good stuff, because if we don't talk about it, they're going to just keep doing what they've always done and not even realize they're doing something.
Pam, where do we get contact information for you?
You can go to my website, which is pamatherton.com, and you can email me from there, or pam@pamatherton.com. And coming soon, I'm hoping in the next couple of months, the new book, which is called You Can Wake Up Happy and other lies we've been told.
Oh, I like it. A provocative title. You know, one of the things I love about your advice, you never pad your advice, Pam. Instead of that, you always bring something like a fine cup of espresso, where you tamp on the advice and give it to us the way it should be. We appreciate you.
Have you ever had yourself compared to a tamper before, Pam?
Yeah, again, we're getting back to that area that's TMI.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting it, Pam. I appreciate you. We'll catch you the next month.
You bet.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, more positive business talk. It may be a little dirty.
Are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Hi, ladies. This is Angel, and I want to let you in on one of my favorite fashion secrets. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella's studio for a full year, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella Studio. And my favorite part, no more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara. And all of the compliments I get. Get yours today. Call Carabella's studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. And to ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. 303-909-9585.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event. ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at ALMCmortgage.com. ALMCmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432, NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Revitalize, release stress, and empower with Karen Corona's healing and transformational programs. Karen is a master healer and a teacher with 30 years' experience providing holistic healing treatments, coaching, yoga, meditation classes, and retreats. Receive the healing inner tools you need to achieve your goals. Call Karen today and get started. 303-725-1119. That's 303-725-1119. Mention this ad and receive a free yoga class or a $150 coupon toward her upcoming healing and transformational retreat in October, set in the lovely Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. Call today, 303-725-1119, or visit online at KarenCorona.com.
Bob Duco, today at 3 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. Time for business tips and insights. And it's Thursday. That means that Tony Raburn with Extreme Relationship Management is with us today. Hey, Tony.
Hello, team. How are you guys doing today?
Well, we're doing fantastic, Tony. What are we talking about?
Well, first we're going to talk about, I want to tell the whole world that Angel Tussey makes by far the best club soda with lime of anybody on the planet.
Wow.
Yeah, he said best club soda with lime he's ever ordered.
Denver Press Club.
Yes, I got to be the guest bartender.
How was that first
night.
glass of club soda, Tony?
You know, it was heavenly.
That's what I thought. Nice.
It was great.
All right. So
throwing shade on my bartending skills.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I didn't know the thing was broken. So that wasn't my fault.
It was a great glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good times last night. Today, let's talk about networking law number 101.
Okay.
And this law is apologizing.
I'm sorry?
Here's the thing. You got it, Eric.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. In business, you're going to make some mistakes from time to time. And occasionally, you're going to say something wrong. Here's the other bad news. You're also going to generate negative feelings in the minds of others, even when you do everything right. Sometimes bad things happen, and we're at fault.
Yeah.
Other times bad things happen, and we're not to blame. But here's the deal. No matter whether or not you are to blame, whether you're at fault, it doesn't matter. You still must deal with the situation. You have to accept that there's this negative perception that exists, and you have to be determined to correct it.
Yeah.
The whole process of correction starts with an apology.
Okay, let me see if I understand correctly. Because when you're saying that, sometimes we do something wrong, you're clearly talking to Eric, not Angel. And whether or not we did something wrong, assuming we didn't do something wrong, we still understand that there's something out there. There's a cloud between us, and I have to apologize?
Absolutely. And this is where everybody gets hung up. They start thinking, but it's not my fault, or why should I apologize for something I didn't do? And here's why. Because your reputation is worth protecting. You don't have to admit fault. You don't have to accept blame. You just have to accept the fact that someone has negative feelings about you. And an effective apology is that shortcut to a brighter future. So it's simply, I apologize, I'm sorry, what can I do to help make this right? Now, if you are at fault, simply perform your effective apology because it's rightly deserved, right?
Sure.
Right.
Try to live your business in such a way that these apologies are not frequently necessary.
Right.
But don't be afraid to hand them out when needed because you can always make more.
You can always make more.
You can always make more. That's true. You don't want to be known for, oh my gosh, they're so good at apologizing, because it means you're doing it a lot and maybe some behavior needs to change on the front side. But I think the fact that sometimes we do hurt somebody else's feelings. There is a little something going on. And even though we may never have intentionally, and maybe we really didn't do anything wrong, somewhere in there was a breakdown. And the relationship, are you really willing to let that relationship be destroyed when a simple apology could mend it?
Exactly. You got it.
All right. Well, I love the tip, Tony. Of course, this is networking law number 101, which means there are 100 others and probably even more coming. And this is because at Extreme Relationship Management, it's not just a networking organization, it's a training organization. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. We help train people in a much more effective way to network. So for all those people who are out there networking and just not getting the results they want, and perhaps they have a stack of business cards they don't know what to do with, we can help. We actually train you in a much more effective way to build what we call your A-team, those people that love you so much, they're sending more referrals your way than you can handle. And that's what networking is all about. It's not to find customers, it's to build that A-team.
Well, and you are going to build an effective A-team. You're going to actually be a better networker. Even if you do it already, you're going to be surprised at how you can improve on your networking skills when you become a member of Extreme Relationship Management. Check out one of their events all over town. And don't just show up for their networking events. Show up for the training.
Absolutely.
That's where the good stuff happens. Tony, how do they get in touch with you?
Best way is to find out more at extremerelationshipmanagement.com, or they can call us nationwide toll-free at 855 I like ERM.
855 I like ERM. Thank you, Tony, for the call. We appreciate you.
You bet, team. Have a great day.
All right, and now we've got Chris Kaiser on the phone. Chris Kaiser with C-Square Computer Consulting is with us, and we'd like to jabber with him. Chris, what's going on, buddy?
You would never say anything that could be taken wrong, right?
Oh, gosh. This is totally Rain on Eric Day, isn't it?
I know. Well, okay, so here's a tip, kind of thinking about what Tony said. So I have a great agreement with Marcy. So I
That's
said,
your wife.
If I ever say something that could be taken one of two ways, and one of those ways is bad, I meant the other one.
Right? I have the same agreement with Angel, but how's yours working?
Great. Yeah, blanket policy.
Well, Marcy is a very kind person, and you guys do have a very loving relationship, and so that helps because I imagine then it goes both ways, Chris. If she ever says something to you that could possibly be taken both ways, and one of them means you did something wrong, and one of them means you did something right, just know that you did something wrong, right?
Exactly. See, it's the other side of that.
Yeah. All right.
She's the queen of backward compliments.
Oh, no. Let's get to the point here. The business tip, so that we save your marriage and our show.
Moving right along. So, my oldest son got a job this summer, saved up money to buy himself an iPad.
Yay!
I thought you were a PC family.
If anyone knows of a place for a 15-year-old with an iPad to live, totally kidding. Love my son and love the iPad. It's been a lot of fun. One of the best things about the process was talking to him and having a conversation about what's acceptable.
Sure.
And I really got to thinking about it, and it really kind of applies to business and staff and team and employees and things like that. And having that discussion ahead of time about what's acceptable for technology. And so my son and I put together an agreement to sign. And we both said, okay, well, here's what's acceptable, here's not. If this happens, then here's a consequence, or here's what's expected. And so I think that's something very valuable in the business world as well, is to kind of draw it ahead of time. Have a simple, a lot of companies will have an email policy or an internet usage policy or policies about their equipment, and I think those are great things. The bottom line is really to be on the same page ahead of time about whether you are providing technology for your staff, your employees, your workers, which we usually recommend, or even if they're bringing it in from the outside, what's okay, what's not.
Well, okay, so Chris, this is smart to say, plan ahead and have those discussions in advance, and they're less heated. Nobody has to go on defense. Like, we already talked about this. We already agreed to it. The challenge for me is, how do I know what kind of things I need to be planning ahead for?
Good question. I mean, so obviously email, I think, with your employees or your kids, do you want the ability to control it? Should you be able to look at their email? Should you be able to know what they're sending or receiving?
Yeah, I remember when we first set our kids up with email, there was a feature that every incoming email could be duplicated and sent to me or something like that. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that was fabulous. Because you're just kind of watching out for them.
Absolutely, and they don't always know, and they don't know what they don't know and what's out there. And I think it's, even in the business world, sometimes it's less about micromanaging and less about sending a message of, look, I'm providing you with this tool, but this is my tool.
Right.
I own this. So email belongs to me. So if somebody sends in an email to you saying, hey, I want to do business with your company, that belongs to you and your company.
That's
right?
true,
and if you say that in the policy ahead of time, things like, here's a really touchy one, so I'm going to step by, but social media. What is okay? You can't control people, but do you have something basically saying that you need to represent? You can't. If you say what if somebody says something bad about coming here, had a horrible day,
or if they just they have this horrible day, and it represents your brand in a negative light,
which is sticky because their personal profile is their personal profile,
right? But it's still, if there's something, slandering, or talking bad about your company, would that be any different than somebody going to a client site and saying, talking bad or backhanded about you, whether it's spoken verbally at a client site or online, Again, I don't want to get too deep into that area, but I think, what software is okay to download and install? If you're providing a computer, is it okay that they put games on it? Can they use it for personal time? Sometimes that's okay, but then if something happens to it, who's responsible? So, just some thoughts or ideas to put in, but I think having an agreement or an acceptable use policy about technology ahead of time is very valuable.
Put in writing.
Are those some things you can help your clients with to create those policies, Chris?
Yes, we do. And so we work to provide, they're kind of like almost between HR and technology things, but we do help our clients with those kind of documents.
Fantastic. Tell our listeners how they can get in touch with C-Squared Computer Consulting.
So some ideas are on our C-Squared Facebook page, facebook.com/C-Squared-IT. You can see us on the web at c2cc.net or pick up the phone and give us a call at 303-933-1113.
Fantastic. Chris Kaiser, C-Squared Computer Consulting. We appreciate you today.
You guys have a wonderful day.
All right. Folks, when we come back, more positive business talk. Ever think about starting up a business with a friend? We'll talk about that on the other side.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Gain your own insight into the leading cause of divorce, money. Pick up your copy of Couples Money at couplesmoney.com and discover you're not alone in your financial struggles. Couples Money is written by a married couple in the financial industry, Chris and Marlo Felton. They share their personal story of financial transformation and insights they've gained from working with thousands of couples. Couples Money, what every couple should know about money and relationships, is available at Amazon or at couplesmoney.com. Get on the same page with your spouse with easy-to-follow concepts and action steps proven to work. Couples Money at couplesmoney.com.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit RivieraFinance.com.
Are you one of the lucky ones that's ambushed in the middle of the night by gout? Well, you're not alone. Millions of people struggle with gout these days, but there's one person who can help. Former gout sufferer and certified nutritionist Bert Middleton, the Gout Killer, is here to help. Get Bert's free weekly newsletter and free yourself from the evil clutches of gout forever. Search for Bert, B-E-R-T, on the Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com and get on with getting gout free. Get the gout out.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Designs. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Grassroots Radio Colorado with Chris Cook this afternoon at 5 on KLZ 560.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. What if Jack and Diane decided to go into business together? I don't know.
You know,
Good idea?
our friend Dave Ramsey used to say this phrase all the time, and I never, ever got it. But he said the only ship that is certain to fail
sink
is a partnership. And I'm like,
right.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And then one day it just like dinged, like oh, a partnership.
Yeah. Like going to business with your friend.
Yeah, and you know what? And you see relationships that are great and sorely get put to the test and destroyed forever because two people decided, let's go into business together.
Now, you are talking to two people, or listening to two people that decided to go into business together. We are friends, and so.
But I should warn you that every single our listeners.
You warn me on a regular basis.
Every single professional, from our CPA to legal, all of that, and we've even taken some assessments. These are all the things that, make sure you've got covered and are ready to deal with. And everything that is on paper about our partnership, our business partnership, says run for the hills.
It'll never work.
Don't do it.
Nope. Oh, by the way, did we mention we're the fastest growing, most positive business talk show in America, who came in number 2 in the Colorado Broadcasters Association for best talk show in the state of Colorado? Yeah.
We still show up for work.
Let's talk about how you can start a business with a friend and actually make it successful. There are 3 tips that Maury Newlands gives in his article on Inc.com, and we thought they were worthy of sharing with you. The first and foremost of those is communicate early and often.
Any relationship, communication is what will destroy you, right? If you stop communicating, the other person doesn't know what you're doing. You expect them to read your mind. You expect that they should just know.
She just looked at me that way.
They should just know what you were wanting and should just know what you were thinking. Look, he's got his hand on.
It is a commitment. And all of these are commitments, but it's a commitment to communication, positive communication.
Positive communication.
Early and often. I used to ask.
Open and honest communication.
Absolutely.
Because you think about some of the tough conversations that are going to have to happen.
Right.
Great for positivity, for uplifting each other, and there has to be an element of I can trust you, I can be vulnerable in some of my weaknesses, because who else is going to discover your business weaknesses? I mean, you see your strengths, but they're going to know really quickly what your weaknesses are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that you've got to be able to trust that person with them.
Right. So committing to, and by the way, as we're talking about that communication for just a minute, I always thought, when is the best time to bring bad news? And the answer is sooner rather than later. If you allow bad news to fester, you are only building stumbling blocks to your partnership.
No, but sometimes you think that, all right, I can just deal with this, and the bad news will it'll kind of work itself out.
I've got big shoulders. I
can handle it.
You can't. It causes damage to your relationship.
It's a partnership.
Absolutely. Second thing, be specific when defining the roles and responsibilities. Allow for cross-training, but be specific. We have very clearly defined roles in our business. You do these things and I do those things.
We have very specific job descriptions, and they were highlighted out early on, and you don't mess with mine, I don't mess with yours. We each have our own. and making sure that the gaps are covered.
Even in our presentation, I was talking about this today at breakfast with a friend. In our presentation, for the most part, we have our roles here as characters on the radio show, and for the most part, Angel is the straight person. She delivers the no nonsense business type tips. I'm the color commentator and resident idiot. But from time to time, our roles switch. Not that Angel's an idiot, but sometimes the joke goes her way. Most times the jokes come my way.
You like it like that.
It's the way that it is. We have our clearly defined roles. Finally, agree that the relationship, and this is, I would have actually put this at the top of the priority list, agree that the relationship always comes first unless the business does. And you decide what you define those roles. But you have to ask yourself, is this worth taking a stand to the point of the execution of the business if you lose your argument or whatever?
But you also have to understand that sometimes you got to put your ego in check in order for that business to grow. And there will be times where you come head to head and say, this is the right decision for the business. And you both have to get there in agreement. And one of you might have to just kind of put your ego in check.
And I will say this. We have exercised each one of those 3 rules over and over and over in our business.
Sometimes multiple times a day, but we have a rule.
We never quit on the same day.
Yeah, we are not allowed to both quit on the same day.
So I'll validate our business here, and for the listeners who are wondering, is this the last time you ever hear from Eric and Angel? We'll be here tomorrow because we are committed to all 3 of those points.
They're going to freak out.
We're not here tomorrow?
Oh, no, we are here tomorrow.
I believe it's Fan Braggin Friday tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow.
One of us will be here tomorrow.
So stay tuned. We got a quick commercial break, and then coming up next, Lisa Manyon. Oh my gosh, you're going to love her. She's going to teach us how to write on creatively. Coming next.
The experienced pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Camp Experience has a schedule full of keynote presentations, workshops, networking activities, boutique shopping, spa services, and amazing adventures. Workshops include topics such as leadership, success skills, creative thinking, and optimum health. Sign up at campexperience.com for a one-of-a-kind annual retreat on September 19th through 21st at Cheyenne Mountain Resort. Sign up today at campexperience.com.
Back to school is just like back to work. Families relocate, businesses open new offices, and you need to order new phone lines, equipment, and internet connections. Hi, this is Eric, encouraging you to do what we did. Call Lori White and Lorianne Communications and let her do it all for you. From phone lines to cable installation, Lori is your phone gal. She's always ready to serve your back-to-work needs. Call Lori today, 303-419-3415. That's 303-419-3415, or online at loriancom.com. That's LORIANCOMM.com.
Do you want to meet some new people, make some great connections, and network with other business owners? Call me, Penny, today at 303-220-0366 or go to theconnectingexperts.com. Connecting people to people.
Testosterone therapy. We've all heard about the benefits, but which method is safe? Hi, this is Dr. Gary Donovitz. At BioT Medical, we've developed the most effective way to balance your hormones. And unlike synthetic shots, gels, and creams that come with many negative and dangerous side effects, bioidentical natural testosterone pellets are safe and beneficial to the heart, bones, brain, and prostate. Go to biotmedical.com. That's BIOTE medical.com. BioT, the right choice, the safe choice.
When you need a medical expert witness or someone to consult in your medical cases, you need MediPro Solutions. Let's face it, attorneys are busy and typically don't have the time to research the details of the medical aspects of every case. At MediPro Solutions, your medical legal consulting firm, they take care of every detail, leaving you and your lawyers to focus on the law. MediPro Solutions is owned and operated by licensed and board-certified physicians. When your case is on the line, call MediPro Solutions, 303-502-6735. That's 303-502-6735. Or online at MediProSolutions.com.
Gain your own insight into the leading cause of divorce, money. Pick up your copy of Couples Money at couplesmoney.com and discover you're not alone in your financial struggles. Couples Money is written by a married couple in the financial industry, Chris and Marlo Felton. They share their personal story of financial transformation and insights they've gained from working with thousands of couples. Couples Money, what every couple should know about money and relationships, is available at Amazon or at couplesmoney.com. Get on the same page with your spouse with easy-to-follow concepts and action steps proven to work. Couples Money at couplesmoney.com.
Interested in retirement health? Then tune in to Retirement Wealth Design with Brian Ditton, powered by Legacy Wealth Design, for tools and strategies to help make your plans to keep your nest egg safe. Every Saturday at 4 and Sunday at 10, right here on KLZ 560 AM.
Wake up with Randy Corcoran, early mornings at 5 on KLZ 560.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Don't be so quick to walk away. That's me. I want to burn your body.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Show. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. One of our favorite contributing guests is with us today, Lisa Manyon, right on creative.com. Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Well, hello. How are you?
Amazing.
It's so good to hear you.
It's great to hear both of you. And, of course, I was eavesdropping and listening to what you were sharing with everyone. And I love how clearly you defined business roles and boundaries, because that is so important.
Well, as you know, we've been working together for 14 years, but to be honest with you, it's critical in every partnership.
Well, it really is. I love how you have the rule that you both can't quit on the same day. I thought, maybe I need a partner so I could quit one day.
Right. Yeah. When one of us invokes the rule, it's an interesting day.
Yeah, the other person has to stand up and be strong. I'm like, okay, you just let me know when you're ready to come back.
Oh, that's great.
Lisa, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about integrity and the truth about integrity. And the reason I really wanted to talk about this with you and all of the listeners is because you've heard me say this before, but it's very true. Your word is your honor. And much like you've set up those clear roles and guidelines and boundaries, you've probably infused some integrity into that as well, correct?
Oh, yeah.
As a foundational piece, yes.
Well, and you know what's so interesting is basically your words are the foundation of how you choose to show up in life, right? So if you're not walking your talk, you're often not really living in integrity. Now, this is true for your business life and your personal life, and I believe that they are directly connected. We can't just turn off who we are at the end of the day.
You know, Lisa, I had somebody say something to me once that it haunted me forever, and it still has an impact on me now. But she says, Angel, you are lacking in integrity. Right?
That is so not true.
Right? It was a sucker punch, and it was because I had met her at a networking event, and I had said I was going to email her or send her something I had said I would do something, and I didn't. And so she was right, because I never followed up. I totally forgot that I had said I would do that. Of course, by the time I got home, I never thought about it again. So now I don't ever promise anything at a networking event.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, here's the thing about that, too, though. People are human. I think that it's pretty harsh to tell someone just because they may forget to do something that they're lacking integrity. I think that really constitutes an actual conversation, which it sounds like she had with you, but it wasn't really, I don't think, with the intent of building that relationship
right.
and offering the benefit of the doubt, which I think is really important, because here's the interesting thing about people's perceptions and their worldviews. Everything means different things to different people, and that's kind of where it got tricky with the whole integrity piece, because each of us has integrity, and our integrity is based on our individual values. So we might not all share the same values, Eric and Angel. We could have different values, so our integrity might be a little bit different. So it's important to have those conversations and to really come from that place of understanding and discernment to say, okay, so maybe this person's integrity is based on their values, and, you know, maybe follow through isn't a huge value. I know it is for you, though, Angel, but I'm just using that as an example.
Sure.
Whereas for the woman you were talking with, clearly within the foundation of her values, there's something that triggers her about follow through that's super duper important to her, and she takes it very personally and then maybe takes offense. And so I think we have to look at how we react to every interaction in, business, personally, all of that, and see how our values are guiding how we respond and react. And maybe we might need to course correct and change how we react a little bit to maybe, be empathetic and build relationships.
My husband and I had a conversation not too long ago, Lisa, about empathy. And if we all had just a little more empathy for the people around us, how different our community could be.
Oh, gosh.
We would save that front row parking spot for somebody who was, handicapped. And we would, let people merge. And I mean, there's so many things. If we just had a little more empathy for people, I think it would be a much nicer place. But we're so darn cynical.
Well, it's true, and it's interesting because, I teach how to create marketing messages with integrity, and I was teaching at a live gathering, and I had a gentleman say to me, well, if you have to say you have integrity, then I'm immediately going to question your integrity. And I thought that was interesting, and instead of responding, I just sat with it, and I said, well, that's an interesting response. And sometimes I will admit that when someone's out there, beating the drum saying, look at me, I'm so authentic, that I wonder why it's so important for them to say that. But I also pointed out that I'm not really saying I have integrity. I'm teaching people how to tap into their own integrity so that they can live from that place of truth for themselves, right? Yeah.
Isn't it funny? People just, they kind of take your words and they put them in a space, and you're just
it's like the person who's
like that?
Lots of people talk like this because they say, to be honest, or I'm not going to lie to you. And they start their sentences with that. And if you get 3 or 4 of those in a row, you start to think, are you being honest with me? Would you start off with, to be honest, or otherwise I could lie to you? I don't know.
Well, it's true, and guess what? We can then open a conversation and say, that's really interesting. I'm glad that you're going to be honest in this situation. And you can start a conversation about it, right?
Right.
And bring awareness to other people without being critical.
Okay, so what are some other things that we want to know about integrity today, Lisa?
Okay, so I want to just roll into how we want to infuse integrity into building our businesses.
All right.
And I think it's, the first element is really twofold, and it starts with your values. So it's really important when you're in business to create your, personal mission statement based on your values, but to make sure that those values are carrying over into your business mission statement. This is where the disconnect occurs for a lot of people, and it might appear that they are not doing business with integrity, right? Because you have to believe very fully in what you're doing, and hopefully the work and the service that you're providing in the world, regardless of the type of business you're in, is doing just that, is adding value. And I always say, and I've said this before, you've heard me say this before, but that your values equal value.
Right.
So it all has to be in alignment. And then the second thing that I think is really, really, really important is all about service and ideal clients. So when you're really clear about your values, you'll take action with integrity. And it will be clear to other people what your values are because you've created your personal mission statement, your business mission statement, and those are in absolute alignment with your values, which creates a very solid foundation for integrity. So you're doing business based on those values, and people who have similar values will begin to know, like, and trust you and want to do business with you. So
Agreed.
That's really, really important.
Now, Lisa, we're up against the time clock here. The satellite's going to turn us off. So can I direct people to writeoncreative.com, WRITE on creative.com, and we'll post a link to the website with this article that we're talking about.
Fantastic.
I love it. Lisa, thank you so much for calling in and joining us again today.
Thank you.
Lisa's, I guess, with us every month, so tune in next month, the third Thursday, for great. And know that you can be honest when you're attracting new clients.
Absolutely. We got to take a quick top of the hour station ID, and when we come back, a whole nother hour of positive business talk coming up. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the most positive business talk show in America, the Experience Pros Radio Show.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
The Dennis Miller Show, tonight at 10 on KLZ 560.
Field Guide to the Gross Emitter. A gross emitter is a car that spews out offensive, nauseating exhaust smoke at a high rate, also known as a junker, rattle trap, rust bucket, heap. A single gross emitter can pollute 100 times more than a new car. Why go through all the inconvenience of selling or trading in your gross emitter? After all, that old car will just continue to grossly emit. It's so much easier for you to simply donate your polluting clunker to the nonprofit Clear the Air Foundation. Your unpleasant, odoriferous hunk of junk will be crushed and recycled, so its acrid exhaust will never again darken skies or our lungs. That way we can all breathe a bit easier. To learn how to make gross emitters an endangered species, visit cleartheairfoundation.org. You may qualify for a tax deduction as well. That's cleartheairfoundation.org, an initiative of the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association, aired in cooperation with the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
KLZ AM 560, KLZ HD Denver, and online streaming at KLZ560radio.com. This is KLZ 560. Freedom, liberty, truth.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm John DeMaster. One of the 2 American aid workers infected with the deadly Ebola virus in Liberia expected to leave the hospital today. Samaritan's Purse, the aid group he's working for, says Dr. Kent Brantley has recovered and will be discharged from Emory University Hospital in Atlanta sometime today. The hospital scheduled to hold a news conference this morning. Attorney General Eric Holder is back in Washington, D.C., and says he's been trying to reassure residents of Ferguson, Missouri, the federal government will conduct a fair, thorough, and independent investigation into the shooting of Michael Brown.
Few things have affected me as greatly as my visit to Ferguson. I had the chance to meet with the family of Michael Brown. I spoke to them not just as Attorney General, but as a father of a teenage son myself. They, like so many in Ferguson, want answers.
Thunderstorms making for a calmer night in Ferguson, Missouri. Just 6 arrests being made. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly
say that again? Yeah, they did the news. They do it at they do it instead of 2 minutes, or instead of 4, they do it at 2 now.
And businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. That's
say that again?
That was only 30 seconds. That wasn't 4 minutes, was it?
No, they switched the news from being 4 minutes down to 2.
It's radio news on KLZ.
I was going to say, I'm not used to it.
Dana Lash after Grassroots Radio Colorado on KLZ 560.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show brought to you by Mass Mutual Colorado. Experience Pros, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business. Viewers of our YouTube webcam here in the studio have realized that we've gone to an extreme close-up type of an image. No, not that extreme. But if you get real close, you may notice that for the last month or so, I've had an eye twitch.
Okay, it's not that good of a
It's
camera.
it's a muscle twitch.
Can you really
it could
see
be.
it on the camera?
Well, let's see. Let's bring over
Your
the camera.
eye is twitching.
You just watch.
And
Just
so
see.
we're just supposed to.
Oh, so
we
now
always
it's not
just think
twitching.
you're winking at us.
It's not that kind of a twitch.
Uh-huh.
But it's my eyelid.
I think that's what a guy who winks at a lot of ladies would say. I'm sorry, I have this uncontrollable eye twitch. I just can't control it, but
Hey, baby.
he's winking at you.
No, it's not like that at all. But I do have, and you may remember, Angel, I told you about a month ago, I had a muscular twitch in my bicep, and it was twitching, and at the same time my eye started twitching as well. And I thought, oh, this is weird. Can't control it.
Twitchy woman.
No, stick with me here.
All right.
I went online to find out why do my muscles twitch, and it ends up that I've got MS, cancer, and I broke my toe when I was 6.
I know. Anything you want to find is on the internet.
Right.
You look it up until the word cancer comes up on the screen.
Yeah. And then, anyways, I don't have MS, I don't have cancer, and I didn't break my toe when I was 6. But this eye twitch, the bicep thing went away. The eye
You just
thing,
like to show it to people. Do you see my muscle twitching? Do you see that? You flexing and muscle. Oh, you can't see that?
My
Oh.
eye
Did
has
my
not
beach ball
stopped
go?
twitching. My arms are covered. You just wanted to show your arms on the camera,
I know.
didn't you?
Brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness,
Ba-boom.
Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Right.
Mhm.
So my eyes all whacked out, and so you went online to find out what's really going on.
Right, and so apparently it's very common, to have, and it can last, hours, weeks, and sometimes even months.
Months.
But it's triggered by these things. One, stress. Are you stressed?
Yeah.
Tired?
Always.
Eye strain, like from computer eye strain?
All day long.
An overdose of caffeine?
No.
Amounts of caffeine?
What are you talking
How
about?
about alcohol? Dry eyes? Nutritional
Check.
imbalances?
Check.
Allergies?
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of the 8 causes
Yeah.
trigger eye twitching, you have
8.
8 of the 8. I'm
Yes.
not a math whiz, but I'm thinking, no kidding.
Well.
So, but apparently, here you can reduce your stress.
I can.
I don't know how, but you should reduce your stress.
right.
You
I
should
can sleep more.
Mhm.
I
Stop
can,
looking at your
Stop
computer.
looking at my computer.
Reduce your caffeine and alcohol intake. Use some eye drops. Maybe eat a little bit more nutritionally, and take an antihistamine.
Well, there you have it. I'll be healed someday.
You're not going to do any of those things. Out of any of those things, would you,
You
be
don't know
willing
that I'm
to
not going to do it.
change
You can't say that I'm not going to do it.
I'm asking you, would you be willing to change any behaviors to cause your eye twitching to go away, or you just want it to
Yes.
just go away?
No, I'm willing to do at least one of them.
Which one?
I'm going to remove stress right now by going to a commercial break.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out of commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
Make sure your marketing strategy includes search engine optimization and contact Colorado SEO at coloradoseo.com. You'll find a team of experts who have been connecting consumers online since 1996. You've created a commodity. Now get found. coloradoseo.com. coloradoseo.com or call 303-990-5934. Remember, billions are searching. Will they find you?
When you need a medical expert witness or someone to consult in your medical cases, you need MediPro Solutions. Let's face it, attorneys are busy and typically don't have the time to research the details of the medical aspects of every case. At MediPro Solutions, your medical legal consultant, they take care of every detail, leaving you and your lawyers to focus on the law. MediPro Solutions is owned and operated by licensed and board-certified physicians. When your case is on the line, call MediPro Solutions, 303-502-6735. That's 303-502-6735. Or online at MediProSolutions.com.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
Hear about tools and strategies that can take you to and through retirement every Sunday on Retirement Wealth Design Radio, powered by Legacy Wealth Designers. Tune in every Saturday at 4 p.m. and every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on KLZ 560.
Bob Duco, today at 3 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Hey, welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. We appreciate you for being here with us today. You ever want to know the science behind influence and persuasion? Get people to say yes scientifically.
Scientifically, I'm not one of those like the people, and I think we're not that predictable. And just as soon as you think we are, we're going to mess with you.
Larry Kim says that there are 6 scientific laws or principles behind behind influence and persuasion. Say that 3 times fast. And if you think about it, at the core of most marketing activity, one simple desire: to influence and persuade the audience.
But I don't think of it as scientific. I think of it as more emotional, so more like sociology.
Well,
I guess that is a science.
Sociology is a science of what makes society. Here are the science elements to why people behave the way that they do. First of all, there's the notion of reciprocity, the obligation to give back what you have received from others. We talk about this on a regular basis. If somebody walks up to you and smiles at you, you smile back. You can't help it. Psychologically, there's something friendly about somebody who's smiling at you. Not in a creepy way.
Well, but it goes the other way too.
In an honest way.
Somebody scowls at you.
Oh yeah.
Your whole body language is going to respond to, reciprocate what you just received. If they snap at you, if somebody's snotty with you, if somebody's sarcastic with you, so you see it in the negativity as well. But it happens just as well in the kindness and positivity. You show gratitude to them, they'll show gratitude to you. When you talk about, different industries, they've learned that when a waiter comes and, you get the little mint on your the little tray that they bring the bill on, and if there's a mint for everybody.
If it's an Andes mint, I like them better.
But if I brought you each an extra one, and if you tell them that it's an extra, you can always put 2, but they don't necessarily know. But if you mention and you tell them, I brought you an extra, you're more forthcoming in your extra on the tip as well.
Nice. See, you've influenced somebody.
But if you're like, I didn't bring you a mint. All right. I'll remember that. What's the tip for 12%?
Yeah, right. So the next law or principle is that of scarcity. Isn't it true that people want more of the things that they can't have.
Always want what you can't have, right? Take it away.
Grass is always greener on the other side of the
want
fence.
That over there.
Mm-hmm.
That I know I've got this, but ooh, what is that? And you see this a lot, even in a restaurant setting. You walk by and you see, the waiters bringing a plate of something yummy. You're like, ooh, what do they have? Oh, that was our last one.
We're just fresh out.
What? But I wanted that. I didn't know you even had it 2 seconds ago, but now I want it.
I desire it. So, keep in mind, you're influencing, you're persuading people. And if you use these principles in your marketing, you may create something special. Here's another one. It's the principle of authority. People will follow the lead of credible and knowledgeable experts. Always establish yourself as an expert.
Which is why you do want to take those classes, get that accreditation, become educated, and let people know that you have gone through the seminars and the workshops to be trained in something, because they will follow you. This is why authors are often invited to be guests on television shows and radio programs, because they've established themselves as an expert.
Because the first word in authority is author. How about
that's
that?
Why. Mm-hmm.
Consistency. If you are consistent in what you're doing, people are going to follow you because they know what to expect.
Well, and you see that with associations. Everybody who is a member of the association gets the sticker to put up in their storefront and in their window. And so when you start to see, well, somebody else has that in their window, and there's more than one person has that sticker in their window, well, I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. You want to influence people and persuade people? Like people. People prefer to say yes to those that they know, like, and trust. What causes a person to like somebody? Well, you find common ground.
It's interesting that liking is a science. That's the science of being likable. And what are you doing to be likable, to create friendships? We're always saying, well, nobody will talk to me, nobody will do business with me. Well, what are you doing to reach out and do business with other people? What are you doing to reach out and build that relationship with somebody else rather than just waiting for it to come in? There is a likability factor that's built in.
Absolutely. And then finally, consensus. People will look to the actions of others to determine their own. In other words, we are all lemmings of one sort or another.
Well, you'll see when people say other people have bought this. People that looked at this also looked at this. And so it's letting you know, well, I'm not alone. Other people are doing this too. When you see, I'm trying to think of where else I see signs, but it talks about this is what other people are doing. Other people are letting their sheets be washed only every 3 days at the hotel.
Right, right.
Oh, well, maybe I should do that too.
Save the planet. Interestingly enough, I saw a Twitter post today that goes along with this. It was from a friend of mine, and it just said, "Mom, if all my friends were jumping off a cliff, I wouldn't." I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh.
Taking a stand.
All right.
There you go.
But, we do kind of do a lot of things that other people are doing just because everybody else is doing it.
Indeed.
I think that's scientifically proven.
Thank you to Larry Kim for the article that sparked the conversation here, the 6 scientific principles behind influence and persuasion. You, too, can use these principles to create strong brand marketing for your business. More positive business talk coming up next. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Testosterone therapy. We've all heard about the benefits, but which method is safe? Hi, this is Dan Denai, Chief Operating Officer with BioT Medical. At BioT, we've developed the safest, most effective way to balance your hormones. Unlike synthetic shots, gels, and creams with many dangerous side effects, bioidentical, natural testosterone pellets are safe and beneficial to the heart, bones, brain, and prostate. Go to biotmedical.com to learn more. That's BIOTE medical.com. BioT, it's the right choice.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event. ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else that client or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C2 Computer Consulting. C2 Business Pain Reliever. Solve your pain. Call C2 at 303-933-1113.
Hi, ladies. This is Angel, and I want to let you in on one of my favorite fashion secrets. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella's studio for a full year, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella's studio. And my favorite part? No more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara. And all of the compliments I get. Get yours today. Call Carabella's studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. And to ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. 303-909-9585.
The Dana Show, tonight at 7 on KLZ 560.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along. It's time for Business Tips and Insights. Of course, this business tip and insight brought to you by the fine folks over at RMK Cartridge. RMKcartridge.com, located at the southeast corner of Bellevue and Broadway, putting the color back into your life.
Order your cartridges by calling 303-781-2076.
Absolutely. Ever thought about writing a press release? Got some news that you want to get out to the mainstream media? There's all kinds of great resources available on how to write a great press release. But I found an article that written by Jeffrey James that I thought was absolutely spot on, and because it started with this sentence.
You're working for the journalists, not for the company that you're trying to promote.
Think about it.
Think about that. Yeah, when you're writing a press release, so often it's, look at me, look at my company, what is my company doing? And it's really very often, and we've seen a lot of attempts at press releases that are really just a sales pitch.
Right.
That's not a press release.
And it won't get press.
And they will not put it into their media. So think about when journalists are kind of like the rest of us. They're always looking for content, always looking for things that their customers are going to want to read about. And so really, do you want to pick up a publication that is full of infomercials about a bunch of what companies are doing and sales pitches? No.
Nope. So
think about who the end reader is and who you're really working for, and that is the journalist.
Absolutely. So the Jeffrey James, the author of this article, says over the years he's noticed one publicist, and her name is Dottie DeHart, sends him press releases, mostly for books, that he opens, reads, and sometimes adapts into blog posts. And he asked Dottie, what makes a killer press release? Here's what she said. Number one, understand the concept.
A press release is never about promoting a product. It's about showcasing an idea that will interest the readers. The reader wants to know what's in it for me. And in fact, our own Daryl Stern kind of gave us a little review. We're putting together a new landing page for something on our website. And he's like, don't talk about the what, talk about the why. What's in it for them and what are they going to get? Not all the little checklists of what you're going to do. So understanding that it's about showcasing the idea of what's in it for me.
Absolutely. The second thing that Dottie says is be timely.
It should be about something that matters today, red hot, a timely nugget of useful information.
What's trending?
Current events, and you know that gives it the urgency, the sense of urgency. Why we need to know about it now.
Yep. Third thing is don't flatter yourself. Unless you're Apple, the mere fact that you released a new product really isn't that newsworthy.
Ouch.
Get over yourself.
Ouch.
Right?
Really? People don't want to know that we've just added, you know, an extra advertising package?
We know that you want them to know. But you have to make sure that you understand it's all about them, not you.
All right. She also says, know who's the boss. And we've threaded this in, but this was her number 4 when writing a press release. You're not working for the company. You're working for the journalists.
Journalists are hungry for content. They all are. We're in the media. We're hungry for content. We have, 50, 60 incoming requests to be on the show all the time, every day. But you got to make sure that it is satisfying the itch that we have, and that is to disseminate conversation that is helpful to our listeners.
And here's another thing. When we're talking about our press release, Dottie says be specific, because we've got so much going on. There's this big world. One of my favorite advertisements for being specific is talking about when the grocery stores put a big billboard up talking about flu shots. And you think about all the thousands of products a grocery store carries, and they're advertising one product.
Right.
So often when we get in front of an audience, whether it's a press release or a sales pitch or even a little presentation, we want to share everything. And so we tend to be very generic, and really there's nothing useful there that I can sink my teeth into. So the more specific you can be about one thing, one topic, one timely newsworthy piece of information, the more likely readers are going to grab onto it, share it, click on it, talk about it.
Absolutely. And then the final point that she brings up, and frankly I agree with 100%, is you got to be a little edgy.
Edgy.
A little sexy.
She says the title of your press release should be a bit sexy,
Mm-hmm.
like the blurbs they put on magazine covers.
Right.
Get something, entice somebody to want to
Provocative.
read it and to flip open to the next page so they can read it and see it. And so think about just really who is. You're writing something. Why would somebody want to read that? Reading is partly for information, but it has to be very entertaining. There has to be an entertainment value to it. And when you think about the blogs that get clicked on, the videos that get shared, the stories that you would be interested in grabbing and reading. In fact, today, the Highlands Ranch Chamber of Commerce is putting out their upcoming directory magazine, and I'm flipping through it to see some samples of how we can participate. And of course, you see the little price sheet, and you think, okay, well, this is probably in my budget. But when I'm flipping through the magazine of what caught my eye and what I would personally read on, I'm like, oh, I would want this.
Right.
I'd want, now I know what I would want. And so you almost have to flip the switch in your brain from here's the business owner, here's what my budget, here's what my accountant says, that I should be, following the line and measuring and blah, 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 and I've got to get that sales pitch, I got to let people know I'm selling something.
Right.
To what would attract me as a human being, as a consumer, as a real life person. And they're miles apart most of the time.
They really are. So again, when you take yourself out of the equation, and you say, well, you don't understand, the purpose of my press release is to let people know I've got a new product or a new service or whatever. Now, the purpose of your press release, if you ever want to see press, if you ever want it to be released, is to satisfy the need of the journalist who's going to give you that airtime.
And the need of that journalist is he wants readers.
Yep.
He or she wants lots of readers.
Right.
Readers to say, I love what they do. I love what they're putting in. I want more of that. And infomercials and salesy and this is just your product just ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
But the good news is your product, your new product, what is it doing? Why does it matter? How is it revolutionary and breakthrough or breaking through trends?
You think about it here. We have a certain press agent who writes to us on a regular basis, and by regular I mean several times a day. That we get press releases from him, and they're all about the political landscape. They're all about what's going on in politics across the world. We're not a political show. He has never, ever made it past the sending of the press release. And I've explained to him, we're not a political show. This is not going to do well with us. If you want to be relevant, you have to speak to the media in the language the media is looking for.
Absolutely.
And they're looking for things that speak to their audience.
It's always really funny when you get something that says, this would be perfect for your show. And then you read it and go, have you ever listened to the show? What about that would be perfect? So know that, and feel free, if you create a press release for one publication, to tweak it for something different.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be generic and one size fits all, because really one size does not fit all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever tried on that dress? I don't think so.
No, I have not, for the record. I don't know what the deal is there. All right, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, more positive business talk. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters. A cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff-it-up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
Hey, if you've got gout, you know there is nothing more painful. The only thing worse than a gout attack is a heart attack. And guess what? Gout is the easy part. It's the diabetes and the cardiovascular disease that gout is just an omen of that we really need to be concerned about. Schedule a free 1-hour health consultation with me, Burt Middleton, the Gout Killer. I can help you understand how your body is using what you're putting into it. Contact me today at 970-485-5955 or thegoutkiller.com. Come on, let's get the gout out.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit rivierafinance.com.
Gain your own insight into the leading cause of divorce, money. Pick up your copy of Couples Money at couplesmoney.com and discover you're not alone in your financial struggles. Couples Money is written by a married couple in the financial industry, Chris and Marlo Felton. They share their personal story of financial transformation and insights they've gained from working with thousands of couples. Couples Money, what every couple should know about money and relationships, is available at Amazon or at couplesmoney.com. Get on the same page with your spouse with easy-to-follow concepts and action steps proven to work. Couples Money at couplesmoney.com.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LOB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Freedom 560 with Ken Clark is coming up at noon on KLZ 560.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. Rock the boat.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. We are rocking the boat in the business world. You know, we're creating a revolution in how people treat people in business.
One of our favorite boat rockers, Nick May with Walls by Design, is on the line. Hi, Nick.
Hey guys, how are you?
Nick, we're doing fantastic, brother. What's our topic for today?
Hey, I thought a fun topic today would be to talk about expectations.
I didn't expect that at all.
No? That one came from left field, huh?
It's all good. Tell us what you mean.
Expectations. When you start doing business with somebody, I think we all come to the table with expectations. You know, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is I'm currently in the process of getting my hardwood floors refinished.
All right.
Have you guys ever gone through that?
I've not gone through getting my hardwood floors refinished, but I am having new carpet put in the home.
Well, and I guess there can be expectations when somebody comes in to do your carpet as well. But
yeah.
So when we kind of started going down this road, I had some expectations for, you know, how it would be to do business with this particular person who I refer a lot of customers to. And you know, I will have to say, I don't know if he just put down his guard a little bit because he knows me or what, but you know, some expectations just haven't been met on the whole process. And I just wanted to use that as kind of a launching pattern for us as business owners to go, you know what? We've always got to make sure that we are setting good expectations with our customers.
I think this is great, Nick, because I think a lot of times we have relationships with some of the vendors that we're using, and when we have a pre-established relationship with a vendor, we do tend to be a little more friendly. Candid, and maybe it isn't the exact same experience that we would give with somebody we had never met before. Am I right?
Absolutely. And, you know, so for me, working with this guy, you know, and I have past experience doing hardwood floors. So, you know, and I talked about it, but, you know, one of the big concerns when anybody does their hardwood floors is the dust factor.
Sure.
You know, it's dusty. There's no way to get around it, but there's a right way to deal with that issue, and there's a wrong way. And unfortunately, we got to see what the wrong way was this time.
Uh-oh.
And, you know, so I'm living the last 4 days in this dusty mess. And so it was, and then every step along the way has been, you know, missed opportunity for communication. So this goes back to maybe something we've talked about, you know, in the past of when you know, in order to set expectations, you have to talk about the things that you know as the expert could possibly go wrong or could potentially just be, you know, problematic for your customers, you know, and making, bringing up those issues before they happen and letting them know, hey, this is going to happen. I want you to know that we're going to take care of it, or this is why it happens, or all of those little things.
You know, Nick, you bring up a great thing, and that is to be proactive in the conversation. There are two different schools of thought. Hear no evil, see no evil, therefore there must be no evil, or, you know, plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Right. And so I think in our situation where, you know, I think our floors are going to turn out to be, you know, nice. We're going to like the end product.
Sure.
And we have that. You know, we always have that in mind with painting, my painting business. You know, we want that end result to be, you know, fantastic. We want people to be happy. But I have understood and realized over the years that it's not just the end product. We have to make sure that the experience along the way is a good one. And in order to do that, you have to set those expectations and you have to talk about things, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
You do, and I think creating the opportunity to have that conversation along the way is key as well. And we really hope that our customers will talk to us openly about their expectations as well, rather than waiting till the very end. You're like, oh, I didn't even know that was a problem through that, and so there has to be some. You have to create the dialogue, I think, for the customer to feel like they can openly talk to you.
Yeah, and it's the business owner's responsibility to set that stage,
right.
You know, and say, hey, these are, you know, if something comes up, please give me a call. Hey, if you've got any questions, shoot me an email. all of those things. But you've got to set the stage in the front end and go, hey, here's a checklist of things, how they're going to go, when they're going to happen along the process, and if you got any problems or any questions along the way, feel free to contact me.
All right, so Nick, do you recommend like an FAQ? Do you put it in writing and say, here are all the things that could go wrong, or do you take it on a case-by-case kind of a situation?
Well, I think, for us, what we do is we kind of come at it from a few different angles. First of all, you've got to make those FAQs available to your customers on your website, because that's just, people that haven't yet called you, they want to talk about those issues. So that's one thing we do. Another thing we do is when somebody calls into us and sets an appointment, my office manager immediately emails them, hey, these are, as you're looking to hire a painter, these are things you need to know about. These are things you should ask other people. So that's kind of number 2. And then number 3 is having, a checklist of things that you go over, so after for us, after we book a project, we have a production meeting with the salesperson, the production manager, and the homeowner. And my production manager goes over a list of things. Hey, where would you like us to clean our equipment while we're in your house? What bathroom would you like our guys to use? Where should we park our trailer? All those kinds of things that are issues that we know have come up over in the past. But this way, we're being proactive and we're talking about them up front.
I do like the idea of having a checklist of things that you want to go over, because it ensures that no matter who is talking with the customer, that it's always being covered every single time. I'm a checklist fan anyways, but I think we tend to, I don't know, almost go by memory or go by autopilot, or if the conversation doesn't open itself up, we never come back and get around to, oh, I forgot to tell you, or I meant to tell you. And so having that checklist is a great procedural element, I think, to that consistent customer experience.
And I would add to that, not only, even if you have the greatest memory in the world and you can remember all those things that you're supposed to be saying, it communicates to the customer that you have a process, that you have a system, that you're organized, without saying, hey, I'm organized and I've got a system for everything. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Right, and that you are organized is a part of that expectation too. It's kind of nice to know you've got this. I don't have to worry about these other little things. You're a professional and you've got it. So you know what, Nick, I think that this is an important conversation for business owners to have. And one of the nice things is Nick doesn't just talk the talk. Nick is the owner of Walls by Design.
Right.
He does business with several vendors in the area. He also uses them himself as becomes a customer when he has them do his own hardwood floor replacement. Nick, I know you are an expert and a specialist when it comes to interior and exterior painting. Tell our listeners a little bit about Walls by Design.
Well, Walls by Design, we specialize in interior painting. I mean, that is our core value, and that's our main specialist, if you want to put us in that category. And most of what we do, probably 80% of what we do, is for homeowners. And we're just familiar with working around people and things. And in our space, in painting, a lot of painters, they don't want to work around people and things. They like to stay outside where there are less things and people to deal with, and they like to be in places where there aren't people and things. So like new construction or empty apartments or that kind of thing. And so we've just we've identified that space as we're the experts. We're better at it than anybody else in Denver, and so that's kind of our niche.
So, and one of the things that we like to draw attention to the fact is that you hire artists, because the one thing that you can't teach is how to draw a straight line.
Absolutely. It's one of those, hand-eye coordination. It's the one thing that, I can talk to somebody and they may sound like a great guy or gal, but if you can't do that one thing, then it's a no-go for us. So we just identified as that's an experience we look for, and it bleeds into other things, their attention to detail. They like working with their hands. They like getting, paint on them, and they're comfortable. And then they're around their peers with other people that like to do the same thing. So it makes for a good work environment.
We've learned a lot from our association with Nick, even about our own customer service experience, and he's just a wealth of knowledge. So his business brain is brilliant, and I'm sure he would be invited to speak to business groups if you have any business topics. But his specialty is getting in there and helping you find the most perfect color and having the most perfect painting experience for your home.
How do you know?
I know, because I had Nick come in and help me pick colors. Nick, and I will tell you, Jay came home. You know, I can't make a decision. There's just way too many options with all the colors. And we were having to pick a grout color for our tile in our backsplash, and he brought me home this long sheet of grout color options, and he showed me this sheet. I said, "Do you not know me at all? It paralyzes me." He's like, "No, Angel, I already picked it. It's this color." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." But when I worked with Nick in picking the color for my home and for different areas of the house, he had these large paint swatches for me, helped me to establish what I already had. You have an expert eye. You made it so fun and easy. When it was over, I thought, wow, that was easy.
Wallsbydesign.com. What's the phone number, mister?
844 Paint Colorado.
844 Paint Colorado. You want to give Nick May a call? Walls by Design, wallsbydesign.com. Nick, thanks for calling in today.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. He sets a great expectation, and I think you should too. We'll be back with your expectation of the final segment of the show coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
You want to meet some new people, make some great connections, and network with other business owners? Call me, Penny, today at 303-220-0366 or go to theconnectingexperts.com. Connecting people to people.
Camp Experience is the place to develop new, connect with like-minded women, and build alliances that will help get you to where you want to be, personally and professionally. This September retreat, held at Cheyenne Mountain Resort, has the feeling of a relaxed corporate women's retreat, bringing together community volunteers and civic leaders, women entrepreneurs, business leaders, and moms. Register today at campexperience.com.
Back to school is just like back to work. Families relocate, businesses open new offices, and you need to order new phone lines, equipment, and internet connections. Hi, this is Eric, encouraging you to do what we did. Call Lori White and Lorianne Communications and let her do it all for you. From phone lines to cable installation, Lori is your phone gal. She's always ready to serve your back-to-work needs. Call Lori today, 303-419-3415. That's 303-419-3415 or online at loriancom.com. That's LORIANCOMM.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
Revitalize, release stress, and empower with Karen Corona's healing and transformational programs. Karen is a master healer and a teacher with 30 years experience providing holistic healing treatments, coaching, yoga, meditation classes, and retreats. Receive the healing inner tools you need to achieve your goals. Call Karen today and get started. 303-725-1119. That's 303-725-1119. Mention this ad and receive a free yoga class or a $150 coupon toward her upcoming healing and transformational retreat in October, set in the lovely Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. Call today, 303-725-1119, or visit online at KarenCorona.com.
Wake up with Randy Corcoran, 5 to 8 tomorrow morning on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio. You know, you're only human, but it sure goes a long way when you recognize the other humans in your space.
There are other humans in my space.
One.
Well, there is at least one. There's quite a few. And when we think about years ago, Eric and I did a seminar and a workshop on how to recognize, how to motivate your employees.
Right.
And a lot of times we think that the best way to motivate our employees is with cash, right?
Sure.
Cash bonuses, raises, financial.
Come to find out, that's really not what motivates them nearly as much as a pat on the back.
You know, they want to be recognized in front of their peers. They want to feel valued. They want to feel like they have purpose and they're part of a team. And so while you do want to fairly compensate your staff, just know that you can't just throw a little extra money at them and think that that's going to solve their need to feel appreciated.
Right.
All right.
So, oh gosh, is it Zane Safrit? Is that how we pronounce his name? Zane Safrit wrote a new book called Recognize Them.
52 ways to recognize employees in the way that they value. We talked a little bit earlier when you're writing a press release, you're not working for your company, you're working for the journalist. You know, when you're talking about recognizing your employees, so often you think about the way you want to recognize them. And so you go to your accountant and say, well, what can we do for them? And can we throw a lunch or can we throw, a little money at them?
You say we go to the accountant?
Yeah.
Ooh. The accountant is often the one who tries to put the kibosh on anything that is frivolous or
They take away all of my
extra.
most fun ideas. They're like, Angel, what's the ROI and what's the return? I'm like, just good morale.
Right.
You can't necessarily equate that in the bottom line, but I promise you it's good for business. And so one of the things, if you've got new employees that are starting, and especially if people are working remotely, and these days they can.
Sure.
You don't all necessarily work in an office where you see each other every day. A lot of times people are working from their homes or even in a different state because, we're virtual right now. And so call them before the first day and start working on building that relationship. You don't have to wait until day one, when they're officially on the payroll to
call them before the first day?
Right.
Hey, we're really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Wow.
Yeah.
That would be a lot.
Just, to give them some comfort into hitting that ground running on day one. Letting them know, okay, well, this is kind of what usually happens. Because remember, they're walking in really blind to the whole process. Of what your culture is like. And so set the stage before their first day. Another fun thing is recognizing birthdays.
Oh, the older you get, the less people celebrate your birthday. It's one thing that I really love about Facebook is that they give you a heads up on the birthday of the people that are your friends. And some people say, oh, how did you know? And I'm like, well, you put it in to your Facebook profile. Facebook told on you. And they're like, I'm going to have to change that. No, don't change that. Let us celebrate you. It's fun.
I have a friend who, an old neighbor, used to be neighbors years ago. We haven't lived near each other since the girls were 3, so that was, 18 years ago. But he just wrote on Facebook, thanks so much for all the birthday wishes. He said, friends, old coworkers, fraternity brothers, people he knew from college, all these people out of the woodwork came and wished him happy birthday. And he says, every time I start to think, all right, should I get off of Facebook? Is it just a waste of time? Then something like this happens that, social media and Facebook brings people together in ways that just you never could or did before.
Right.
And so birthdays are a big deal. Now, as Eric said, as we get older, we celebrate them less and less, but gosh darn it, aren't we glad we have another birthday?
Yeah, it sure beats the alternative.
Absolutely.
Here's another thing. Talk about people's accomplishments and explain in the presence of a crowd why they matter.
We all have those individual roles that we bring to the table that collectively is why the whole company works, right? We need everybody kind of manning their stations, doing their part. And we need each individual to do their role so that other people can do their role.
Right.
And the job gets done and the company runs and the customer gets served. But when one person, and just recognize how valuable each one person is. So you got to know that from internally and then share it with the team.
Share it with the team. Don't just drop a note. And this seems to be the preferred method in small businesses. You just drop a note in the email inbox saying, attaboy.
Which is, that's nice, that you recognized me. But really, we want to be recognized in front of our peers.
Absolutely.
So make a big deal about their accomplishments in front of the other team members. And if they're working remotely, send out a group announcement and a group email that lets you know you recognize what they're doing and let other people see it. And it also raises the bar for them. Again, they feel appreciated. They feel like they're part of a team. It also lets the other team members know, you're right, we can't do it without Susie.
Now, those are all the public recognition things, but here's another thing that goes a long way to boosting morale, and that is to ask the people, what tools do you need in order to accomplish your task? We've now given you this task. You're the project manager or whatever. What do you need from us in order to be successful?
A lot of times you'll hear staff saying, well, my hands were tied. I didn't know the process in another department and how it impacted. It would be nice to have some cross training or some kind of, piece of equipment or a tool or new software or something. They will tell you the tools that they need to get the job done better. And remember, especially if you've got people that are very face forward to your customer more than the upper management, to listen to their feedback as well, because they are the one dealing directly with that consumer. And sometimes we forget. We forget what we've created, and it's kind of nice to go back and have their input to how can we do this better. And when you ask them how we can do it better, they again feel like they're part of the team.
Yeah, they certainly do. So there's the ways that you can recognize your employees and enjoy boosting their morale. And I'll tell you what, you will enjoy boosting their morale, because happy employees yield a better product and service always.
Always.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
Hey, have you checked out the calendar?
Meetup.com/experiencepros. We have been working behind the scenes, putting the entire fourth quarter, the last 4 months of the year, the calendar together, all the events that have to happen to finish off the year. Of course, it culminates into the big Fan Braggin Gala in December. Can you believe we're already talking about that? Do you know what else we've already started talking about?
What?
We're going to Mexico in April.
I love that.
So, last year we sent Eric on his very first ever vacation.
First in 12 years.
First in 12 years, not first ever. First in 12 years. So it had been a while since he'd gone on vacation. So we're working very closely with Highlands Ranch Travel about where and the dates and the details and all of that, but that it is already kind of in the works. But that's April of next year.
Want to go on vacation with us?
You do.
Yeah, you do.
It's going to be so much fun. So we'll start promoting that probably soon.
January.
But in the meantime, meetup.com/experiencepros. Click on the calendar tab. This is our way of respecting everybody's email and making sure you don't get bombarded with incoming messages. You have to go to the calendar to see what the events are. All of our member events are posted there on the calendar tab. About 20 events a month for you to pick and choose from.
I was shocked by that number. Do you remember when it was just you and me? We threw a little get together and
one event a month.
One event a month, and about 8 people showed up. Well, now there are like an average of 20 events a month.
Hundreds of people showing up when you count all the people that show up to the 20 events. Always something great for you to get involved with. And remember, you think, well, what do I want to go? What's in it for me? You want to go and support the members of the community. And so you show up as a support, and then you build that relationship. And I promise you, you get something out of it.
And this is why we love the Meetup as a tool for finding out who's going to be at those events, so that you can now strategically find your partner and go and be a contribution to that connection. Meet your A-team.
Absolutely. So click on all of the events, see what's coming up. Some of them you have to go and register at our members' sites for the registration, but it's all there. Meetup.com/experiencepros.
There you go. Wow, what another fantastic show we've had here. If you didn't catch the first 5 minutes, you certainly need to go back to the archives and
Don't
take
do it. No.
absolutely.
If we could erase that.
Flippin' hysterical.
I think we have to hit delete.
No. You got to go check it out. It'll be available on experiencepros.com as part of the archives. Just click on the radio tab, listen here. You can watch the show. You can even watch the reaction that we had. Anyways.
And I'm sorry.
Hey, guess what? Tomorrow's Fan Braggin' Friday, folks. So get ready with your Fan Braggin' stories. We'll check you out then.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-424-46 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.